Did you see what happened with Ray, Emmy, and Sinna? Yeah, it's... Honestly, if I seem shook today, that's why. Like, I'm like, you know? Basically, for those who don't know, Emmy, Ray, and Sinna were out IRL streaming, and this guy came up and asked for someone's number, and then he came back later, and he basically threatened their lives. I didn't watch it live, so if you guys have more information, do let me know. No. Il a même pris des photos avec elle. Yeah, he took some photos with them in a different outfit. Isn't that so odd? It's just sad because most female streamers have experiences like that, and to some extent even almost like get used to it, which is obviously not ideal. And the thing is, I was completely checked out last night. I didn't hear about any of this until I woke up this morning, and I had so many texts from people. And I mean, imagine waking up and your friends are telling you about your other friends, like someone threatening to kill them. Or even Ray had messaged me. She was like, well, this guy threatened to kill. I said, what? And I watched the clip and I was just so glad they were okay. And the saddest part about all of this is just how little the police does. For example, a few years ago, back when I lived in the OTV house, there was a stalker that showed up close to our house and spoke to one of my roommates and said that he was here for me. And I looked, like, we found out his username, so I looked through the DMs that he was sending me on Instagram, and it was a bunch of really sexual, inappropriate, weird, threatening-y stuff. And so once this person was close to my house, spoke to one of my roommates, obviously I had logs of them messaging me for weeks and weeks and weeks, and they seemed, to be honest, like very mentally unwell. I called the police and I was like, hey, there is someone like very close outside my door and I have all these messages from them and I'm very scared and blah, blah, blah. And the police was just like, well, let us know if they do anything. I said, oh. And so I just streamed the rest of the night because I was so scared. And I was like, well, if anything happens, at least I'll have evidence on camera because I'll be streaming. And here's the thing, don't pity me. Even other people in similar situations, at least I have the resources now to live somewhere safer, to get security if I need to, etc. But the thing is, stalking is just as common for any girl walking down the street. Your average college student, your average person working a regular job, someone can literally see them at their place of work, and this has happened to my friends, and then start stalking them at work, and there's nothing that they can do. But the issue is that the police just, there is no good protocol for this whatsoever. And there's no reprimanding people like this either.
We do kind of need to like say what happened because
my poor little babies, they're there.
In this industry, cannot talk about the stalkers they have because it will only make them worse. Mm-hmm. And unfortunately, this one was very, very public. And I feel like none of us can really move on. And we just want to get it out of the way while I am still here and Ray is here, and also Emmy is safe.
I'll try to turn it up.
You know, she needs time to process it and stuff. And
girl, I feel so bad for Emmy.
We are very much still in shock, so please forgive us if we are emotional. But we are not.
The way they're asking for forgiveness for feeling human emotions is crazy. All good though.
we literally were like, let's try to like keep it together.
Is this a bit better?
We are very much in shock, and we need you guys to know that clip does not do it justice for how scary it was.
If I see them cry, I'm gonna cry.
It was
like it didn't show everything that happened.
And we just want to use it as like
a
learning situation.
It didn't show
a lot of people
behind the camera.
I would have done this.
Especially with Emily,
no
someone that Ray
It
employs.
really happened.
It's
we did
so
not know
sad.
that it was even the same guy up until he made the original thread about following us. We didn't click it.
He changed clothes apparently, which was insane.
Yeah. So if you guys don't know,
was just
he
scarier
met
to
us
figure out
earlier,
after.
like 30 minutes before, and was, you know.
Sorry, I just realized that background music playing. I'm so sorry.
We took a photo with him and he was very nice, and he went and changed clothes and came back, which is why we didn't know who he was. And I also want to say, before we say anything, like, if you even remotely think that Rosie and Emily did anything wrong, like, I genuinely mean this. Shut the fuck up. Like, seriously.
That pisses me
you were not
off.
there. it is like fight or flight in that moment. And Rosie and Emily did everything they could to protect us so that we could like get away. And like Rosie, even afterwards, like stood out the door. Like and it's hard when you are like a camera guy and he is holding tens, like literally the equipment that he has on him is so much money. He was literally holding the camera close to him, turning, and like Rosie pushes the guy like away from us. Like they did
also,
so
Rosie
much
is
to
so
help us, and they are not
sweet.
security. They're not trained to do that.
He is evidently
Rosie and
the
Emily
kind
are
of person
normal
who will
human
do
beings like us.
anything
like, they're
he
not
can
used to, that.
help.
Emily was
What is the
prepared
context,
to,
guys?
like,
I'll explain
fight him,
after.
even though he was like.
Or
pulling
if you
things
guys
out
can
of his
explain to
pockets.
each other,
Yeah.
okay?
I just like. It scares me like thinking about that any of them could have gotten hurt.
Exactly,
Yeah.
dude. I would
was,
think the same thing.
It was really scary.
Yeah,
Rosie is a
if
sweetheart.
if you haven't seen,
and Emily,
the entire interaction can be condensed. in
Emily's
2 minutes.
incredible.
Also,
We
it
are,
wasn't
and I
shown, but
know-
he, like,
I could
banged
tell-
on this trash can in front of the
Even though you
security
can't see
guard.
behind
Like,
the camera,
I
I could
could
tell
hear
Emily was
it.
trying to get in between
the way
them.
that we knew he was manic was he kept changing, like personality. Like he would get really
his
happy and be
emotions.
really nice, and then feel threatened and get really aggressive very quickly, and was punching stuff behind us. And when he charged at Emily and stuff like that, and he charged at Emmy, we just went into fight or flight. And for those of you who don't know, like, we know he's a stalker. He pulled up when he was behind us. He pulled up Emmy's TikToks.
Yeah, he was watching.
And was watching her TikToks and like looking up and like, and
That's so
just, like
scary.
staring at us. And he even when like
And
he
I
ran
can-
at us and he said he was gonna kill us, he kept running and trying to get something out of his pocket.
Baby, I can tell Cinna
And like
is like so traumatized by this.
like I said, like you guys,
And it
when
breaks my
that clip
fucking
cuts
heart.
off, like we had to run
And I hope this isn't weird to say,
into
but
a
I can
store,
also tell, like,
screaming that somebody was going to
Ray
kill
is
us,
more
so that
desensitized.
somebody would step in and let us in the back.
also
And we
because
were
Ray and I
lucky
talk
that
about
one
this
of the
stuff behind the
workers
scenes all the time.
who was not like,
But I feel like this is
questioning
one
us,
of Ray's, one of
actually,
Cinna's first times of experiencing
like
something like
believed
this
us, and he put us
on such
all
a
in the
scary
back.
and large scale, and my heart just breaks.
They're
for him.
panicked. They didn't know what to do, so they tried to bring us behind the buildings to help us, but we didn't know where he was. He I think when we went in the store, he backed off because it was a lot of people. And so we don't know where he was. We didn't know where he went, and we had to beg
Her
the
voice
workers to
breaking.
hide us because they kept
My
trying
heart
to tell us
breaking.
that it's not their fault, but they kept trying to get us to go back around where it happened and saying that he was gone, but we said we didn't know if he was gonna come back. And so we had to hide in a shed for 15 minutes until the cops came.
It was terrifying.
I'm glad the
because we
cops
didn't know
at
if
least
he
came.
was still around or if he changed. We didn't know where he was. He's
Oh my god, poor
he's
baby.
still out there, but I am investing as much as I can to find this guy. If you have any information on this man, I would like it. We're going to find him, and I'm going to do everything I can to
I really hope he's brought to justice.
get this
in some
guy.
way.
So
Yeah,
But
we're
je
trying to
vais-
do
je vais
everything so we
expliquer
can get him.
that.
We have evidence that he knew who we
Yes.
were. We have everything. We just need to
The sad thing
to
is, I
find him.
don't even trust
so if
the cops
any of
to
you
do
have
much,
any
to be
information
honest.
and you've seen him before or anything, if you
Like,
can
I
please tell
really
us
don't.
so we will know, because it's
We are-
hard sometimes, like when the cops have to go off stuff like that, and I know that it's a lot, but it would help us a lot if anybody has anything.
we are right after this. We're gonna go to the police station,
Yeah.
and we are
I'm really glad
going
to hear that.
file reports and take it from there.
But as I've heard
And
from so
I
many
wanna
girls, like
say
filing a
again,
police
like,
report
I-
rarely
We are
results
all
in much. It's just the kind of
shock.
thing where like
I
you
don't-
have
I
evidence
don't
if they
saw a
do
lot of
more
people
stuff.
saying, like,
You know what I mean?
did he actually have a weapon? And da-da-da. But like when somebody is running at you or even walking
When a
towards you,
stranger says he's
going to
I'm gonna kill you.
And he's getting aggressive, and
he's banging on the trash can, and he goes from smiling to looking really serious
and charging at us.
Like he put his stuff on the ground to fist fight Emily.
I'm not joking when I say like it escalated so quickly. There is nothing that anybody could have done. It happened so fast, and like you guys did not see all of it. It also, is like I'm
sure
in
Ray is
hindsight
so
very
sad
thankful
to
that we
even
were
imagine
in the area that we were. And
her
that
manager
we were
or
able
someone
to go into
her
the store
assistant,
because
someone
I
that she
think if we
works
had
with,
been anywhere else on the pier, it would have been a very different
being
situation.
in that situation.
Because when you walk down, and if we would have been
if anything
going
happens
into
to
like
them,
the parking garage or anything,
I think no. Emily is Ray's
assistant
assistant or manager.
Who I'm very thankful helped
Madame,
us.
thanks for subbing.
And yeah, I just please like take stuff like this very seriously. It can happen to like anybody.
There's a reason it's a rare IRL stream.
It happens to everybody.
But like, it is so like if you ask any girl streamer, they all have stories, and it's not just Emmy, it's not just somebody, like it's every single girl streamer has a story like this. But we get to use this to talk about it because this
because
happens
so
security and
public,
bodyguards would have been nice.
Felt important,
but it's
to
still
talk about. So,
it's no excuse. It's just like,
forward,
now for the future, we know. Baby,
it's sad.
Oh, baby.
The way you can see me and Ray.
Still, just to clarify.
Jinx.
And I know people
her like
probably
tears
gonna see us
reflecting.
It display a lot of emotions when we go live next time or whatever, but I think none of us really know how to process this. That was very, very real.
Oh, did this happen with Enoch?
And
I heard
for the
he had a
people that are
stalker
like
too.
trying to psychoanalyze and like say that it was fake, fuck you. Like
That's
also
insane.
people. When
I also feel like it's rage baiting though. I got some weird rage baity replies
too. The other thing is
too.
those people are just gonna do that.
Yeah.
But you know, it is what it is.
Sometimes people laugh when they're nervous. Sometimes people laugh when it's awkward. I definitely get that way, especially in an uncomfortable situation live on stream.
Yes.
It happens.
I'm gonna talk
People
about the
process
security
things
angle
differently.
after. I just don't want to interrupt them.
We're gonna get through this, and we will be much, much, much safer next time.
And like we said, like, you know, this is not like just a random cringe viewer. Like whether or not he walked at us, ran at us, it doesn't matter. When you have a stranger like that who is holding photos of you in their hand and doing what he did,
thank you, madam.
and
Thank you, sushi. Thank you,
saying like, I'm gonna fucking kill you, that is like,
and he charges at you.
It is
like,
to be treated.
You take it seriously.
Moments like these
you guys
always
can
remind
see it
me
in the
of
video.
Christina
He
Grimmie.
charged us. It is an attempt
And if I think
on our
about that
life,
too much,
and,
I
like,
will
we are
100%
taking
cry.
it very
North, thanks for the
seriously.
71 months.
And please, you know, if you are like a female streamer,
Did the police do
a lot
anything?
of my
We're gonna
friends
find
are,
out
like,
right
guys
now.
that
I
go
feel like
stream,
they're
like,
just gonna file a police
never
report.
thought
That's it.
that like, I knew it could happen, but you always think that you know what you'll do in that situation, and when you're in it, it is very different. It's easy to say what you would have done in the situation, but when you are having your life threatened and you are in fight or flight, we are not going to wait around to see what he had in his pocket. You're just going to run because there's a guy saying he's going to kill you and reaching for your pocket. Like, that's not an unreasonable thing to think. And like, Rosie, Emily, me, Emmy, and Ray did the best that we could for the situation that we were in. And that is it.
Yeah.
And I would like to be able to go live again and not have to deal with this, but I know it's going to be like a lot. So, thank you for everybody who is being very nice.
I have shivers. I'm so like goosebumps. I'm so sad, and I feel so much for them.
It's been a crazy week.
And it's really the kind of thing that
really
makes it
marathon.
scary to stream even normally. It makes you overthink going
And
live every
it
single
sucks that
time.
a marathon that was to highlight women streamers and like us do stuff together is unfortunately like ending off on something that
it was
is one
so
of the
much
worst
more than
things that could happen to a female streamer. And we are very thankful that it did not end with one of us getting seriously
I can't
hurt.
even think about that, to be honest.
Thank you to both Rosie and Emily for all that they did during the marathon, because they helped so much and they've been not sleeping. We've been doing so much to make it as fun as we could. It's unfortunate that it has to end like this. But we said that we bonded a lot because I don't think you can not bond over trauma. So, you know, we will get through this.
Yeah. I think that's enough.
Yeah, I think so too.
Okay. All right.
They're so
There was
strong.
many good moments this past week. Last night was not one of them, but I hope it was a learning experience for other streamers, whether you're male, female, whatever. It is very dangerous. Okay.
Yeah.
It only takes one person.
And one incident.
Yeah.
So be careful. Learn from this, and that's it.
And we love you guys very much. And
I
thank
love
for
you guys
everything
more.
and watching, because we
Parasocial
had
and
a
not
lot of fun
parasocial,
through
because
all
I
the
actually know you,
bullshit
but still.
and the scrutiny and the shitty people on Twitter. It was fucking fun, and
It was
I
fun,
wish
and we're gonna do it again.
in a different world we would be having lunch on the balcony right
CPR
now,
marathon?
We would be having mimosas right
getting
now.
drunk with our friends
10
and,
other friends with Jason the chef making
Yeah.
us sushi. That was our plan for today.
and ending
so.
the first duo girl marathon.
I know, and
The first one.
I can't believe some people are like, yeah, they faked it so they could end the marathon. Like, this is the best part. Today was supposed to be the best part.
We were on day 7. Like
It literally
what, like,
was the end of the marathon.
It was
Like,
the end. So, you know, it's just dumb.
But we will
again,
reschedule it. We will do it another day.
And also, we want to clarify again. We're going in and out of emotions.
Yeah.
We are very much in shock, and we all need to go to therapy.
Therapy.
Very, very quickly. So we are all going to be doing that because we are fucked up right now. So,
I know. Okay,
Yeah.
let's end it.
yes,
All right. Thank you guys so much. And that's it.
I love you guys. And thank you for all the support. Goodbye.
Bye.
Love you. Chat, I don't want to be insensitive, but it was only some stick figure weirdo that really didn't do anything. Luckily, like, there was no weapons or continued danger after that tiny altercation. Also, those 3 girls are worth many millions. Why not get security, especially during live streams? It shouldn't happen, but we gotta be realistic. This was way more stupid from the girls than whatever the weirdo did, because it won't be the only one. Oh. You thought you could say some shit like that in my chat? He didn't know whose chat he was fucking typing in. Okay. For starters, everything you said was insensitive. Okay. Secondly, stick figure or not, someone can do a lot of harm to someone else. Okay? They didn't know if he had a weapon or not. You say there was no weapon, but how the hell can they know? Someone can easily hide something. You don't even know that for sure, to be honest. Also, no continued danger. They specifically said that they hid in a shed or something because they didn't know if this guy was still stalking them after they ended the stream. They had to hide and wait for the police to come because he had already changed clothes. It was very clear that this was someone that could go to crazy lengths in order to get at them. Why not get security? Would it have been better if they had security? Sure, but do plenty of streamers IRL stream themselves all of the time without security? Also, yes. So it's very easy for them to be like, well, so many other people do it. Surely we can do it too. Of course, now moving forward, I'm sure they will have security. But you bringing that point up is just so victim blamey. It's obnoxious. It's really, really obnoxious. When something terrible happens to someone and they don't deserve it, you don't start thinking about what they could have done to avoid it. You just say, I'm so sorry that happened to you. You don't deserve it, you know? And maybe we should focus more on the person that did it than the person to whom it happened to. At the end of the day, they're not sitting here saying, we should never have security and we will never have, like, that's not really a point of contention. What else did I miss? But you gotta be, anyways, I 100% disagree that this was more stupid from them. It was more messed up from the guy, okay? Period. Anyways, obviously I'm not gonna sit here and respond to every single person ever, but I do wanna get those things off my chest because that's like what everybody commonly says. Because for some reason, instead of feeling bad for these poor girls, they want to find something that they did wrong. It does not make sense. And here's the thing. I'm not even upset at the specific person who said this. I'm trying to tell you that in general, victim blaming is going to get you nowhere in life. It's something that you do to feel better about yourself, to be like, oh, that would never happen to me. Okay, what if you're walking down the street and someone threatens to kill you or runs by you and stabs you? Am I going to tell you, oh, you should have dodged that? Oh, you should have been more aware of your surroundings. Oh, you should have carried a weapon yourself. No, I'm going to be like, they shouldn't fucking do that. Sure, there are all these other precautions that we can take, and I'm sure that this is a huge learning lesson to them and they will take it. But it's no reason to blame them. It's no reason to call them stupid. It's no reason to do any of that. That's just no. I also want to say something that I think is very, very, very important to highlight, okay? Stalker issues and security issues, it is not just women who face them. There was a guy who, oh my God, I didn't talk about this, but there was a guy who kind of semi-followed me a little bit in Paris, and he is the same guy who followed another popular Parisian YouTuber. And that YouTuber had to move his whole family, apparently, because they were being stalked. So this is an issue that men face, especially public-facing men, a lot. But the reason that Cinna and Ray and other women speak out in these instances is simply because women face these issues disproportionately to men. We face these issues a lot more and sometimes more severely. That does not mean that guys don't also have these issues. They do, and they deserve just as much support. And when we talk about police issues, it should be for everyone. Everyone deserves protection that has problems like these. Anyways, I'm sorry, I don't want to get too preachy. I can't help, like, when I feel passionate about something, I can't help talking about it, you know? And I hope it doesn't get clipped out of context or anything like that. I care so much about my friends. I care so much about the issues that female creators face, or creators in general face. So I hope you guys understand where I'm coming from, and I hope if anyone looked at this situation and they were like, oh, it wasn't that serious, or they should just do this, I hope you understand why it's not like that. The one point I missed to say is that you might look at this and be like, oh, nothing happened. Why are they being so dramatic or emotional over it? But when you have what I would call to be like it's like a very close call. This is a very scary experience, and of course they can't help but think, what if the guy had a weapon? What if this happens again? What if he keeps trying to come after us? You can't help but wonder these things, and those sorts of thoughts make you scared to stream in the future. It makes you overthink your interactions almost forever. Trust me, as someone who's been streaming and who has done IRL for years and years and years and years, there have been so many times that instances like these made me really demotivated when it came to streaming. And so it's absolutely traumatizing.